this. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble?
Where'd my cursor go? So I can turn my camera on. There you go. Howdy, howdy, howdy. See about getting things started up here. So, how's everybody doing here? Let's see who all we got in the chat. I know we got, see Sparky, Dwight, Brian, Brad Anderson, Ken, William Sullivan, Sparky, Mike Conley, Ken, Amos. Hope I don't repeat too many people. Dan's in tonight. How you doing? Alrighty. Let's see, we got Tim over here on the panel and Jason and Bob. Bob's actually working on the bridge.
Yep.
Is that a double track or a single?
Triple.
Triple.
Yep.
I should have known better. You never do anything conventional.
No.
Well, I would say he never did anything small, but he's in scale, so everything's small.
That is true. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, well, I hope everybody enjoyed last night's show with Nick Massey. He certainly produces some interesting kits, good looking kits too. I like the way he designs them so they be built different ways. Yeah, Sparky's going in scale, HF scale, Z scale. What a feat to do a bridge like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of went above and beyond.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy said that he must have missed it previously because it's the first time he's seen it assembled.
Yeah. I got 2 videos out on it so far in part of the build series. I've got another one coming out Saturday. It's all about staining this. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do afterwards. Probably, I got to do the backdrop. Do the video on painting the backdrop. And then this video, doing the scenery. I'm actually recording tonight, some of the scenes for that video. I'm not doing it right now.
Oh, I just said, oh.
What do you think of it?
What are you doing, Tim? Rewiring?
No, adding lighting to this before I finish building it.
Oh.
Time to do a little workout. too heavy. I mean, it is made out of steel.
Yeah.
£1.2.
What'd you make that out of?
It's all out of basswood. I think the largest pieces are 3/16 by an eighth,
Okay.
and all the decking is 1/16 square. All the little cross bracing is the same size. There's some 1/8 square pieces around the sides here.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's probably about 5 different pieces of basswood sizes I use.
Blow it up before somebody starts yelling, "Can you blow that up so I can see it?"
Blow it up. It is blown up. I'm zoomed in. You still can't see both sides of it with this camera right now.
No, I'm blowing it up on my end.
You know, if I had Gomez Adams' money, I would blow it up.
Dwight's wanting to know how you are going to attach the track to the bridge. Very carefully. One.
Yeah, haven't quite got to that part yet. But I'm thinking about some glue, and if I really need to, I might put some floral wire around the ties and kind of wrap it down through the decking.
You want to be able to use any kind of spikes, rail spikes?
No, it'd probably be a little bit too damaging to nail them into this light wood.
Oh, you kind of pre-drill, just put them every so often, every couple of inches. Just pre-drill a hole a little bit smaller than the spike, so it's where it's still tight, but it's not having to be really forced in through there.
Yeah. It's an option.
Yeah.
Actually, have to be small spikes because they'll show if they're using regular track nails or something. That'll be a little bit too big.
Oh, I'm sure they got the spikes for hand laying track for end scale.
Yeah. The only thing is, no one's going to see it. So it's not one of those things I probably really need to do.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be viewing it from down here, looking
Yeah.
out this way.
Yeah.
And so they're actually looking through the bottom of the bridge, the train in some cases.
Yeah. Sparky. He goes, Bob, why did you think or want a bridge that size for your layout? What does it do? Room to room or just in the bedroom?
Well, since I'm expanding into the living room areas, my layout, I had to cross a wall. And that wall is basically viewed from our front window. And when you first walk in the door, I wanted something that kind of said wow in front of any guest that came in. And since the layout's pretty much going to be going all the way around that living room and then going into another dining room, living room area, the way the track plan goes, it has to cross that wall 3 times to get back to the other part of the layout. So that's why it's triple track. And I figured, Andy Mancuso can make a huge bridge, so can I.
Yeah.
So I basically started planning this probably, years ago when I first started building my layout, but I didn't know what kind of bridge I wanted there or if I was even going to have a bridge. But I really decided on putting a bridge in that area about, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And then I really started planning and trying to figure out what kind of bridge I wanted, and started looking at a bunch of different styles and so forth. And I ran across the White Pass and Yukon Bridge in Alaska, and I saw that, like, that's interesting. Those are nice lines, and what really drew me to this bridge is they actually had plans for the superstructure and everything. So I knew exactly what measurements I needed,
Yeah.
and I could replicate it real easy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's scale miles between one end of this triangle to this end of this triangle is 400 feet. So it divided out really easy when I did it all.
Yeah.
And it was 90 feet tall from the center, in reality. I'm like, wow, that all divides out great. And just had to figure out the angles and made my template and just kind of followed it.
Yeah.
So,
I guess what you did was what the inside supports that you might call bents. You
right.
build those and then start adding them to the V-shape angle.
Yeah, I basically made the outside pieces first, and then put a cross member in between to keep it separate, the right width, or pretty close to the right width in some cases. But then I just built from the center outward, and that's all in the video that I just put up. So
okay.
You definitely can see how much work it was.
Yeah.
It probably took about total about 10 days to build all of this.
Oh, really?
I crunched it all up in one period of time.
Yeah.
But in reality, it took probably a couple months of just coming down and doing something and waiting for things to dry and
yeah,
breaking something and went, yeah, that's not going to work. Trying to figure out how to make it work. And so, a little trial and error.
Yeah, Ron from Down Under, he was very impressed with it. Quite a number of them here saying they're impressed.
Well, thanks.
Limping through models, he wants to know how many scale feet.
Well, it's 8 feet long.
So 8 feet at end scale.
It's about, yeah, it's 400 feet, 800 feet, about 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
1,280 feet. Calculator.
No, I don't have one in front of me, so. But I do know how many pieces are in here. That could be a trivia question.
Well, Ron, I guess you ran out of hot dogs with your road map and finally came back home, huh?
Lost my breadcrumb trail.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, JC was telling us back a little bit ago that you was being pretty busy.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy. April, I decided to take 2 weeks off, and 2 weeks turned into 6 months. So, but
yeah.
getting back at it now. So.
Yeah, Mr. 20,000 subscribers.
Yep, that's a lot.
Well,
For mountain roading, anyway.
3 Rail is asking how many pieces, but I'll leave that up to you if you want to leave it for a trivia contest question.
Well, the trivia question answer is actually in my second video, so it's one of those.
Yeah.
Quit watching. Or we could take some guesses. You know, anybody want to guess?
All right, Ron's really looking intently at it, so either he's going to guess or he's trying to figure out how he could sneak that away from you and put it on his.
Well,
I don't think it'll fit in the trunk of my car.
no. It won't even fit in the back of my truck.
No.
It'll fit in the back of my truck. I got an 8-foot bed.
Yeah, it would. I thought about bringing it to the RPM meet next year, but it's too big. So I'm considering on making a smaller one and doing that. Probably doing it a little bit better the second time around. Now that I've learned my mistakes.
What are your peers that are supporting it?
Those are basically pine 1x8s,
Uh-huh.
and I just made an H, different heights in the middle there, and stapled them and glued them together, painted them gray. The top pieces are actual select pine, basically, you know, a little bit smaller kind of wood, you know, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you get this from Menards or anywhere, but it's a really good quality pine.
Right.
And basically put it on a table saw and cut the grooves in the top as sort of the mounting pad for it, and then glue them onto the tops of my H. But after I had measured everything up to figure out where my level was, I had to do a lot of sawing and getting the whole thing balanced. And because not everything is perfectly the same height from the bottom. So these are exactly the same, but these were a little bit adjusted in height to match. So
That's what they make shims for.
that's how I got it all up in level. And then I glued them all down to this board.
Yeah, we got a few people watching in Twitch. Want to say hey to them. Butch, he's in the chat. Farm Mechanic will probably be popping in a little bit.
Yeah.
In case you hadn't heard, Ron, we're streaming on 4 social medias now at the same time.
I knew you were on Twitch.
Yeah, we do YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter.
Have you increased the number of viewers doing it that way? Have you noticed anything?
No.
No.
No, right now we're running low on Twitch. That's the one that's got the best video and audio, but and Big Bill, he's wanting to know what bridge does this replicate?
The White Pass and Yukon Bridge in Alaska on the way to Canada. You're coming out of Skagway. It's no longer a real bridge being used because it was too old, but it was made in the turn of the century, 1900. And I just took that kind of style, tripled the size width-wise, and 2.5 times longer. So it's about 3.5 inches wide at the top, 6 inches wide at the bottom. Commonly been referred to as the Dudley Do-Right Bridge. And stuff.
Ralph
You
came
know-
in. Yeah, Ralph. Oh,
You
go ahead.
know, in Canada.
Ralph came in a little late. If you want to give a quick recount of where the bridge is going again, he was asking where's the bridge going on.
Well, it's going in the living room, the main living room when you walk in the front door. This bridge will be right there to your left. You can't miss it, really. And then that's going to be up there about, well, right next to the ceiling. The bottom of the bridge will be, or the bottom of this whole thing will be 2 feet below the ceiling. So that's roughly about 6 feet from the floor. It'll be triple track. And I'm going to have expansion into the living rooms that I have. And the way the track plan allows me to get them around both those rooms and then back to the other part of the layout that I have now, I have to run the track 3 times across this bridge. So I had to make something that could handle that. Otherwise, it was just going to be one giant shelf and nobody could see anything. So my wife went, you need to be able to see that. Can you put it on plexiglass? I went, well, how about a nice bridge? I said, okay. So here I have a bridge. So I'm kind of planning on making a lot of bridges in that part of the layout because I have some spans I actually have to cross an open area across the ceiling a couple times. So I've got a few years of development to go before I can run trains on it.
Yeah. Well, what did you say? You've been working on it for what, 1 month or just over a month building that?
I started actually building this in February. And so till now it's been, a break here, break there, work on it. It really only took me probably 10 solid straight days of putting the bridge together to this point, just the bridge part. Had to glue things down and wait for them to dry, come back, stain it, let it dry, stain it again. A lot of that stuff going on. So trying to figure out how to put it together was the biggest problem, especially when things are not 2-dimensional. It's more 3-dimensional bridge because it's angled out to the sides at the bottom instead of straight up and down. So if it was straight up and down, it'd be easier. Well, I could have just followed the template and put all my sides together and be done. But it doesn't work that way in reality. So had to get creative.
Reality's a pain.
Yep.
Limping through models. So if this is a Dudley Do-Right bridge, does that mean there will be a damsel in distress tied to one of the tracks?
Maybe.
Oh, I think you got to make that happen.
Yeah, I got to find the right damsel.
The bridge is built out of wood, Bill.
Basswood.
Basswood.
Yeah, because balsa wood would have been a waste. I would have broke that thing in a heartbeat. It's 1.2 pounds. So I can lift it up pretty easily. I've taken this off a lot.
The bridge is 1.2. The base is 36 3/4.
Something, yeah, probably. It's pretty heavy. I mean, it's a 7.5 inch by 8 foot select pine wood, and then I got another 17 inches on the sides. And then I've got a 2 foot by 8 foot backdrop board that screws on the back. So it gets a little bulky to handle all by itself.
Yeah.
But you can do it. I'm scared to death every time I do it. Taking it off the wall and bringing it back down because it's kind of like a little wobbling going back and forth. So trying to grab it without breaking something.
So how do you mount it in place where it in its permanent location?
Right now I just got 2 shelf brackets, wooden shelf brackets, and they just sit underneath. I'm thinking about putting a third one under just in case.
It sounds like a fair amount of weight for 2.
Well, the brackets hold probably 20 pounds or more per bracket, and so I'm way under that. At least I hope I'm way under that.
It'll
Doesn't
break
seem
out
to be creaking.
break out the bathroom scale.
Yeah.
Well, you won't be taking this one in the kitchen, sticking it between 2 counters and hanging on it, will you?
No.
Like your popsicle bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's still tough. Still up there on the layout.
Yeah, Big Bill said, looks like the layout has come a long way.
Yeah.
You got your helix in now, and got that 1 yard, wasn't it, or 2 yards in?
Well, it's all 1 yard, but it just goes around a corner, so it kind of looks like 2.
Yeah.
I painted the ground differently in each area, so it's like the east side and the west side, all in one.
And from there, you go into what, 2 rooms already?
Yeah, 2 rooms from there. And then I've got part of that in the closet, so the trains come in from the helix to go into the yard or bypass the yard, have to go through the hole in the wall into the closet and out through where the closet door is and back into the yard or back in a reverse loop back up the helix.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have to repair my other trestle bridge though. I took that down and was going to bring that to the RPM meet, and I had made a mistake when I put this up because it was my first time ever making something on foam, and I forgot to prep it, or chose not to prep it with plaster, and I painted it, and that just bubbled up air into my realistic water. So I basically had acid water, it was just bubbling, and the stream was deadly. And so I'd need to take that to the RPM meet, I'd get laughed out of there.
Just put some waves over water rounds over top of it. Make the just turning water.
Yeah.
I'll get you some of those hazmat signs and put around.
Yeah, good.
Gas, put gas main.
Just tell them that was what city was that had that bad water? Chicago or somewhere in Michigan?
Plant.
Michigan, yeah.
Flint.
Yeah. I still didn't like it. Like, no, I can't do it. So I'm going to rebuild that one, or at least the base, and just kind of rebuild that bottom part of it and make the waterfall and everything else right again. So, or I may just concentrate on building a smaller version of this for display.
Limping through models with Nathan. No, I think you need to put a shim under your chair to straighten that bridge up. He's saying run. Is one of your bridges out of place, or am I just seeing it at a weird angle?
Talking about this one right here.
Yeah.
It's a weird angle. It's actually for one thing, it's a curved trestle, and you're seeing it at a strange angle.
Mhm.
Well, we won't try to do that, but
Yeah.
now that you mention it and I look at it on camera, yeah, it does look kind of funny from that angle. You're also looking at it from below up, and it's going off at a weird thing.
Perspective, that's what it is.
That's right. Here.
It's proto lance perspective.
Does that look better? Get a sense of what it looks like now. It's curved. Okay.
Well, Ron, now that you're
Yes.
back,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the 20.
The what?
You're 20.
Oh, the subscribers?
Yeah. I know you put
Well-
a video out, I guess, but
Well, I didn't really put out a 20,000 video. I did a little brief live stream the other day, which was the day that I hit 20,000 because I was up at Midwest Model Railroad and Lionel Strang was in town and Tony Cook and a bunch of us were hanging out there. And one thing I think I've learned is the channel keeps growing with or without me. I don't know how to feel about that. I think it grows faster when I don't make videos. People are saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't make any more. I don't know, but yeah, I'm extremely happy about that. And now that fall is here and we're kind of heading back into model railroad season, and hopefully some of the other insanity from my life from the last few months has kind of settled down. Kind of getting back on course. I've had a few videos. I think I've had 4 or 5 over the course of the last 6 months, here and there. Did that bridge with the abutments, and I got a video coming out next week, so I'm way behind. But I just last May, whenever MRVP announced that state line kit bash challenge for those who are subscribers over there, I decided I wanted to do that, and that's over on MRVP, but I'm doing it right now. So I've got the first installment of that coming out this week, and just trying to get rolling again here for model railroading season.
Yep.
Just in time for Christmas.
yeah. Did you catch the show last night?
I caught part of it.
Yeah.
Caught the middle of it.
I missed it all.
It's interesting. I mean, it's got some nice structures, and of course, I'm always glad to see when somebody's making nice structures and also making them in N-scale. So I was pretty impressed with the N-scale stuff that they've got there.
I've always been impressed just because he's got them designed so you can actually, when you get the kit, you can build it several different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that modular thing he did, and he had that big structure he had built out of all the modular pieces in N-scale, and that was, I mean, number one, it was just massive, and it was a really nice structure, and just like you said, it's all, you can make it however you want. It's all modular pieces.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about his regular kits. I got the Olympia tool kit. There's like, I don't know, 12, 14 different ways you could build that kit.
You could never get bored.
Yeah.
Just keep building the same kit over and over different ways.
Well, I don't know if I want to be doing all that ungluing and everything, but yeah. I do think he definitely gave Big Bill an idea about building flats.
Yeah.
He's showing one that wasn't exactly a total flat because the center of it popped out.
Mm-hmm.
Each side of it was more like a building flat, but gave it more 3D look to it.
Right. I use a lot of low relief structures like that against the backdrop. They're not quite completely flats, but have just a little bit of dimension out to make them look a little more lifelike.
Yeah.
Well, all of these city structures you see behind me here, those are all built that way. Well, two of them are a single kit that I cut in half and cut down to a low relief structure and ended up with two buildings out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because, that was a pretty good way Miles did his. All of us were over, we kept looking at that.
Yeah.
He interlaced them in there.
Yeah, he used a whole bunch of different optical illusion techniques that really create a pretty impressive 3D look to everything, even though
Yeah.
most of it is photographs.
Yeah. Yeah, I never can remember the name of that board he put it on.
Oh yeah, I can't. It's
I keep wanting to say sepia, but that's a camera feature.
yeah. I can't remember either
Yeah,
off the top of my head.
something along the line of that.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite part of his optical illusion in there is in that one back corner, back to the right, where of course all of his corners are coved, to create that sense of depth. But he's got a place where buildings come together, that should be square at a corner, and so to get away from the problem of destroying the illusion of curving a building around that corner. He used a photograph of an actual street corner, so it looks like the street continues back into the cove corner as the building from the other side comes right into the corner. It's hard to describe, but it's really, really impressive to see.
Centra is what Ralph said.
Centra, that sounds right.
Syntra. I knew somebody's going to say it in the chat.
That's the kind of wood they make it out of?
It's not a wood, it's just like a plastic.
It's what they print. It's what he prints his actual photo backdrops on, or this structures.
Okay.
He has it printed. Takes it and has it printed.
Yeah.
Of course, he's doing very large structures in O scale, so some of his are 2.5 feet tall,
Right,
and 3 feet wide. So
yeah, New Ferris Railroad. Talking about the imagine that laser art kits rebuilding them all the time. He said just use magnets to hold the kit together.
So you can change it from one operating session to the next.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's a new structure.
mm-hmm.
I've seen in years past where people have actually built some structures, but they'll put them on a piece of gator board or whatever, and do the scenery on that. But on the layout, they've got a spot that's shaped there, and they'll have several buildings built on the base of that size, so they can just pluck the building out and drop another one right back in the same spot. Not have to do a whole lot of scenery or anything. It's already there. They're the ones that did operations, so that way they could change the look of it from time to time. So you wasn't seeing exactly the same thing all the time when you came in. Which is a good idea.
Is Eric Hall on the chat tonight?
Yeah. Oh, Eric? No, I
Hi,
don't
Eric.
know.
I was just gonna say I was just watching Tim with that steel wool on his soldering iron, and I was hearing Eric Hall scream.
Yeah. Now, I know Sparky was in here, but no, I don't see anything from Eric.
I got a text from him earlier. It seems like he said something about having an operating session tonight, so he may be.
Oh,
Why,
okay.
why would he have a problem with me using steel wool on my soldering iron?
Oh, because it destroys the tips.
No.
Well, these high technical electronics guys will tell you it destroys the tips.
Yeah. Well, they make a kind of a steel wool kind of thing for soldering irons.
Yeah,
but it's made out of
It's not
brass.
steel.
It's not steel.
Yeah.
It's made out of brass, right?
It kind of looks like it, but it's different.
yeah, it's made out. I think it's either copper or brass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brass.
It's designed to actually attract the
One of
solder.
these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It attracts the solder better when it's hot. So
And it's not as abrasive. It doesn't take the coating off of the tips,
Yeah, that's what I use there.
which is what the steel wool will wear the coating off your tip and destroy your tip over time, depending on how hard you use it.
I just use it to knock what's on the tip off, basically, and that's it.
Yeah, if I want to destroy something, I'll use steel wool. If I'm trying to clean off something, like, yeah, that's wrong. Don't do it.
That's October the 9th, Bill.
That's next Wednesday.
Yeah. And Tech Tune Up's October the 7th. Tune Up 7, show on 9. At 9.
So has anybody guessed how many pieces are in this bridge yet?
No, I ain't seen any numbers yet.
Nobody put any numbers up, huh?
No.
They're all scared.
Scared
Also,
of
stat 4,000.
4,000. You're a little high.
Take about 50 off.
Probably a little more than 50.
I'd probably say it's getting probably pretty close to about 18, maybe 2,000.
You're close at the first guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have to add a few more pieces on the ends. Once I get everything ready to mount down into it, I'll have to add in some pieces down there. So total number will go up. Not by much.
Ron Boyd said that he ain't got enough toes and fingers.
No, we don't.
Let's see. Yeah. William New Ferris Railroad. So, Ron or guys, what is a good alternative to alcohol for cleaning track? Not a bright boy. I use alcohol all the time on paper towel. That's all I ever use.
Yeah, me too.
That's a highly political question.
Yes, it is, because I will not put nothing on my track or anybody's track that I'm cleaning that's going to have any kind of oil to it. I don't care if you say it is electrically conductive. You don't see locomotives with an oil distribution at the wheels. It's sand they're putting down there for traction.
Yeah, I pretty much switched to alcohol about a year or so ago when I found out that the goo gun was actually bleaching my tires and melting them.
Hmm.
Well, don't put so much on.
Oh, he's saying he's allergies to alcohol in the family, so he's got to find an alternative.
Ah.
Well, if he's sensitive to alcohol, does that mean he would also be sensitive to other solvents? I mean, that's the question there.
Well, is it the actual alcohol, or is it like a scent that he's getting in the alcohol that he's allergic to? Because some of those rubbing alcohols are sensitive.
Well, Possum Bayou's got a good one. He said if you're really, 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 really careful, you can use an angle grinder.
Do you like the big boys did? You grind your rails every so often.
Well, if you want to really clean your track without the alcohol, I use basically that masonite board underneath a rail car, and it just scrapes it off.
Yeah, and Ralphin said he has the steel washer on the block of wood. Stainless steel actually is what he's using.
Yeah.
I've actually used that too on these turnouts I've made.
Yeah. You're basically using friction.
Train to run that around the track, though.
Do what?
Can't use a train. You can't run it on a train.
No, you can't. But like Ralph does and Bob just talked about, put a piece of masonite under the boxcar with some springs and weight on it. You're good to go.
Yeah. You can buy those cars on eBay. They're called ESPE, ESPEE, and you can get just the board and the weights and everything else, and you can modify your own cars if you want, or you can buy the whole car. You can buy whatever they've got already pre-made, or you can special order. Hey, I want a microtrains one, or I want an Athearn one, or I want whatever car you want and whatever scale, and they'll put together for you.
I would scratch building one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back on it sometime or another, but it's gonna be you're actually gonna be able to put liquid in it.
Yeah, the liquid ones work as well, I guess.
But you gotta have a liquid that you're not allergic to. So
right, there's that problem. But
I don't know how it would relate to his allergies. I mean, if you're looking for a solvent solution, I know a lot of guys who use Goo Gone. I can hear the screaming now, but I've even gone so far as to use acetone, but use it on a rag and use it very sparingly, and don't apply it to the rag anywhere near your layout. I mean, do it separately, and because you don't want to soak your ties with either one of those things.
Yeah.
Wear gloves because it's bad.
Yeah.
You're probably going to melt your ties if you do that.
Well, that's why I said you've got to use it sparingly. I mean, if you get it on a rag, you're only going to get it on the rails. You should only get it on the rails. That's why.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you spill it on your ties, it's not going to do wonders for your ties.
No.
Yeah. See, I
MEK, use MEK.
Oh, I wouldn't use MEK.
Yeah, no.
I got some stubborn grime on that rail.
Don't use goof off either, because goof off will definitely melt the ties.
Yeah.
Goo Gone, it takes quite a bit for it to start melting the ties, but it will eventually. If you leave it soaking on the ties, it'll bleach them out and it'll start melting.
To which I would ask, why are you leaving it sitting soaking on the ties? I guess. But,
Well, I had one of those soft pad track cleaning cars.
Yeah.
And it wound up the Goo Gone actually wound up starting to dissolve the plastic in the tar, so it started leaking out on the track.
The O-rings, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, it actually wound up destroying the car.
Using simple green. little household cleaner or something like that. But I don't know if that would make things ugly or what.
Well, I have a CMX car, and the only thing now when I first got it, I had some areas that were pretty stubborn, and I ran a little acetone through it one time. But after that, the only thing I run through it is 99% isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah.
91 to 99 is usually what you get your hands on pretty easily.
Yeah.
That's what I run in my CMX car. Or that one with the roller in it. But then I've also got the Walther's car with pad of the basically a grinder disc underneath of it. Sandstone disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph has got 2 comments. He said, solvent solutions leave residue. Goo gone leaves residue. Residue attracts dirt and dust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fact of the matter is, and this is part of why talking about track cleaning becomes such a political thing. There is no perfect solution.
Nope.
Abrasive cleaners have their issues, and solvents have their issues. There's
All right, well, here's one for thought from Big Bill.
okay.
He said on his South Brooklyn Railroad, he uses his B&D sander with a very fine sandpaper and then wipe it down with borax, well diluted. Works fine for him.
Well, again, the issue with the sander would be the same issue with any abrasive, a bright boy, whatever, and that is it will tend to leave micro scratches in your rail, which will tend to hold dirt and corrosion over time.
I think the B&D sander was a joke part.
Well, if you do leave those scratches, you get that really high-end sander.
You said it. I just responded to it.
Well, I mean, if you got some really dirty track, maybe. But then you better get something a little bit finer and really polish the track back out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the purpose of the stainless steel washer trick. That burnishes the rails and will help to heal some of those. But
yeah, Bill came back, got you.
Thank you, Bill.
Robert Allman is saying 5,000 and 1,500 grit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got these that work pretty good for like cleaning the track that I've got on the front of my workbench.
Yeah, Ralph was saying that's why he uses the washer. It hones the scratches. And that's exactly right. I've got one too. In fact, I got it sitting not far from me here. Washer that I just epoxied to a little piece of plywood for the sake of making a handle, and I especially use it whenever I lay any new track or have to replace a switch or whatever, because invariably you get a little solder where you don't want it, and so you've got a little filing to do, and then burnish that back down with that steel washer and kind of heal those scratches over.
Yeah.
Well, Bill didn't say it, but welcome back, Ron.
Thanks. It's good to be back. Thanks, Bill.
One thing I've noticed is having my train up near the ceiling, I don't get as much dust up there. So my track is not as dirty.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because it's a lot harder to get to clean, right?
Yeah, which I was surprised, especially in the tunnels in the air return duct in the hallway. Took all those out and put actual tunnel covers over everything. I was like, these aren't that dirty. So I'm like, never would have thought that. But it's one of those things I noticed. Dust doesn't collect as much up on the ceiling.
Yeah, Big Bill said you're welcome, Ron.
I'll be sure and include something special in your Christmas card, Bill.
Yeah.
I think we run out of things to talk about.
Well, we're about to run out of time, too.
Well, that would make sense.
Dwight's,
Well, last chance for guesses on the number.
yeah, nobody's been making any guesses. Dwight said that Bob collects cobwebs on the ceiling.
I do have a few of those from time to time.
Yeah.
There's what I'm working on.
Ralph said Bob's layout runs passenger service for the spiders.
Mm-hmm. And there's usually some daredevils as well, riding the rails.
Yeah.
As long as they're not afraid of heights.
Well, William Sullivan, New Ferris Railroad, you are very welcome. He said, thanks, guys, for the information. Just getting back into trains after 20 years.
Welcome back.
Yep.
I took a 25-year hiatus.
Well, Joel, I don't think you were here in the beginning, but that bridge is going up near the ceiling. That's where Bob's Railroad is. It's around the ceiling in his house.
Yeah, I'm right up next to the ceiling right now, actually.
And the bottom's just that tall.
He's actually 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a really tall chair. Here, let me get down. Well, you guys are gullible if you believe that.
He's got bridge to sell you if you believe in that.
Yep. It's sitting on two sawhorses. So I'm in the garage. At a workable height.
Of course, y'all know you got a response from Andy now. He said, you guys are complaining about it being quiet. Sorry I'm not there. I never hear that complaint.
Well, that's true.
But then you notice when Andy's not here, neither is Ralph. Ralph is in the chat, but you know.
And so is Andy. Hmm.
So they're doing their arguments over there in the chat then.
Yeah.
No.
Not really.
So you're saying they can be nice to each other and not argue about everything over in the chat?
Yeah. Well, Andy's out working, so.
So this is all an afterthought for you right now.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll kind of wind this one on up. We done hit the 1 hour mark. Robert Holloman is saying use Windex, yes, to clean track with. Yeah, that's a thought.
The old school Windex, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but you can't buy that anymore. Yeah, Ralph said, Tim, We don't argue. We discuss.
Cuss and discuss.
Well, I think I'll give you the answer to the number of pieces. 1,726.
Wow. That's almost like Andy's track work.
Yeah. There's roughly 740 pieces on the top of the bridge on that on the deck.
And that's without track, right?
Right. So then I gotta put the track down and put the rest of the scenery down. Attach the backdrop again.
Did you have a set of blueprints for that bridge that you worked off of, or?
Yeah, well, I found the pictures of the bridge and also found the original stress drawings, architectural drawings, and it gave all the measurements
Okay.
I needed to reproduce it.
Right.
So then I just worked off the pictures that I found and those drawings to find out where they put all the bracing and everything else. And I got close.
Is that full scale of the bridge itself?
Well, it's bigger. It's
Oh.
2.5 times longer and three times as wide. So the real bridge only has 2 of these triangle sections, and then it has extra trestle going off to the sides, all wood. And the triangle sections here are all metal girding, so it's a cantilever bridge. But I chose to say, well, I'm going to make it all wood. Something that's probably never been done in reality. I don't think they could have done it that way. But yeah, made it bigger. Go big or go or stay home.
There you go.
All right, one last one. William Sullivan, New Ferris Railroad. It's been a blast. Well, glad you enjoyed it. Ron, you're one of the first channels I found on mall railroads when he came back. So there you go.
Well, welcome to the channel.
Yeah.
I recognize the name. I've seen some comments by him on the channel. Oh, for a good while, I think.
Dave Piper goes, okay, I'm here. We can start the show now.
You're starting to sound like me coming in late.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave, but we're fixing to head out. I got a hot dog upstairs waiting on me. I have not had supper yet.
Start talking like that, you make me hungry.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
I've got some in my fridge now too. I probably should cook one. It's got cheese in it too.
I'll put mine on. That way I get more cheese. Alrighty. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. All the guys in the chat there. I want to thank everybody here on the show. Good to see you back, Ron.
Good to be back. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, you are going to leave that one alone, Robert. All right, let's see. We do have some shows next week. Oh yeah, don't forget the the Bill show on Tuesday has been canceled. That has been moved to the next week, October the 15th. It will not be on October the 8th. So don't tune in because we ain't going to be here. The main character is having to go out of state and work for a living. But then we do have on the 9th, we've got Big Bill's show with Lex Parker. That's going to be a good one.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Now, of course, we got Thursday night Johnny Talk show too. But don't forget the Tuesday, Wednesday shows. They always start at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Thursday is at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Some of you are starting to get some cool weather. We're not where I'm at. It's still in the 90s.
57 outside right now. Here,
I don't want to hear it.
It was in the 90s yesterday, so I feel for you.
You know, we've been in the 90s for almost 2 months now. That's unusual for us. But, all right, y'all be safe this weekend. Stay off the railroad tracks, and we shall see you next Wednesday night with Who's Big Bill Talking To. So y'all have a good evening, and we'll say goodnight with that said.